Produced by Podcast Architects.
Welcome back from the Small Business Expo. I'm Ben Wiggins on behalf of the Small Business Expo and Podcast Architects, and I'm joined here today by John Marshall. John, thanks for being on the show with us.
Great to be here.
So tell us a little bit about your perception of the event so far. What has been the same as what you expected, and what's been different from what you expected?
You know, the Small Business Expo has been something that I've been coming to now for probably 4 years now, I think. I was actually an exhibitor 3 years ago as well, and this space that we have now is so necessary.
Okay.
The Small Business Expo completely outgrew the last venue that we were in, and it feels so nice to be able to walk in here, have space for everyone to meet organically, and the exhibitors have enough space to showcase their materials. It's been, so I feel, in regards to this one, I feel more open. I feel that it's easier to navigate. I think there's more room to breathe. You're cooler. You're just, it feels more open and free.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Nice problem to have, outgrowing the previous venue.
Seriously, though.
Tell us a little bit about what you do.
So right now I own a leadership development and team building company. So most of that is all through the foundation of coaching psychology. So even in our leadership development programs and team building experiences, we always have micro coaching moments, even if it's just in one experience. But then the leadership development programs have coaching woven throughout, and all of our facilitators are certified coaches as well. So all ICF-certified coaches. And that's International Coaching Federation. And so I've been doing that for full time for about 3 years now. So I'd say a small business myself. That's what I said. I was an exhibitor here a few years ago, and it wasn't as good of a fit for my clientele. I feel like this is more like direct to consumer type businesses, and my business is more focused on like B2B transactions and like working with corporations, working with even mid-sized businesses, folks that are ready to invest in their people. And the company's called HumanEssence, so bringing the human essence to modern business.
Okay.
So combine those words, it's my word.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you feel like the landscape of that industry is changing right now? I mean, coaching obviously is very different now than it was pre-pandemic, than it was, pre-video conference. But what else has been different than what you expected in terms of how the business has evolved, how the industry has evolved?
I mean, it's become not saturated because the need has grown so much as well.
Yeah.
With the awareness, the need has grown.
Okay.
So I'd say that now it's become ever more important to specialize in a niche or really focus on a specific group that you're serving when it comes to coaching, because realistically, if you're a good coach, you can coach whoever. It's really about bringing in the clients that can trust you from face value, right? So it's whenever your marketing message is coming out, whenever, I'm speaking to people here, I'm speaking to people that are going to be looking for leadership development programs, that are going to be looking for experiences for their people. So I look for, HR business partners, leadership. And so sometimes there's leadership and professional development people that that invest in some of our programs, and sometimes it's just executives and leaders themselves that want to work on themselves, that want to up-level their leadership or invest in the leaders that are coming after them. So we have programs kind of throughout that, and where we focus is specifically on the human element of leadership, because your hard skills you can only learn so much of, but then when it comes down to being an effective leader, it's about how you leverage people's motivations to help them develop into something more, help them enjoy the work that they're doing, and also feel a part of the operation, like that it's purpose-driven work. And the leader can create that over the business. So we help people do that.
That's fascinating stuff. So now, are we talking about I guess cultivating emotional intelligence?
That's a huge part of it.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
So then, in terms of like growing someone's like I don't know, empathy muscle, or like what it like, and I mean, obviously some of
No,
that is
this is
secret
great.
sauce, but how do you do that? How do you teach someone to be empathetic? I mean, obviously not, you don't have to spill the sauce, but but tell me more about that.
No, that's actually great because one of our trainings, one of our workshop programs is called Essential Empathy Training.
Ah,
Right?
okay, yeah.
So let's use an example here. So did you know that the quality of a relationship is actually determined more by how you celebrate versus how you fight?
I did not know that.
So
Didn't
it's
know that.
typically people were focused on managing conflict,
Okay.
yet no one thinks about how to celebrate. So it's a body of research that the goal of it is called active constructive responding. So you can take this one home to your spouse, partner, significant other. So this is another way we focus, right? Is the things that you learn, you're going to be better off at home and at work, right? So when it comes to active constructive responding, so say your partner comes home and celebrating a success at work. They just got a promotion.
Yeah.
Right. There's a way that you can celebrate it that's passive and destructive, that is just ignoring it. Right. Oh, that's nice, but did you see this? Did you see what's on TV?
Yeah.
Right. Then the quality of your relationship is going down.
Sure,
Right.
sure.
And then there's active and destructive, which is, oh, that sounds like it's going to be a lot of work. I'm not going to be seeing you more now. You got this promotion. Geez. Right.
I'm gonna take this chair and throw it through the window.
Right. And then it comes to so I'm going to leave the third quadrant out, but active constructive is putting down what you're doing and fully engaging.
Yeah.
Making eye contact with your partner and helping them relive the experience. Tell me a little bit more about that. Like, what did you have to go through in order to get this promotion? Like, help me relive the experience with you.
That's great. And
Right.
it seems like this ties in with like some of the Gottman stuff as well, masters and disasters.
Yeah,
like
a little
when your
bit.
partner
Yeah.
makes a bid, you lean in rather than turning away, that kind of thing. That's
Yeah.
great. So what are you most impressed with in terms of how the Small Business Expo has put all this event together?
I'm most impressed with, really the communication. It's been, the event's great, and it comes down to like setting up logistics in the space and all that. But it's about what leads up to the event that really makes the difference, right? Because the communication planning and what happens, 6 months before this event is really what makes it. So without the dedication of the team and Freddie to step in and, really hammer people hard with the communications, but not in a way that's intrusive.
Yeah.
In a way that's strategic and makes sense, but number one, provides value.
Yeah.
Right. So he does a great job, and the team does a great job speaking to the value that an event like this can bring and the connections that it can bring, because that's something that, I've experienced here myself is, meeting potential clients, potential partners, like potential vendors that I can work with on things. So it's really about, you can get as much out of this event as you put in as an attendee or an exhibitor, right? So Freddie and team has provided the space and the ground and the framework to recreate something like this year after year, and that creates mastery. So coming back year after year, expanding to new spaces, up-leveling with technology throughout the years, that creates mastery. But then if you're an attendee, then it's up to you to make the most out of this experience. So, set your shyness to the side and, step out and meet some people. And that's where the magic happens.
Without a doubt. What's next for you?
To keep building my company, keep serving people.
Yeah.
I'm really at a place right now where we've figured out our messaging. We figured out exactly how we want to help people and the space that we want to stay in. Again, that intersection of personal and professional development. So we work with companies that want to invest in their people, both in and outside of work, that are looking for more of a holistic approach. So if you're looking specifically for one niche of development, say sales training, that's not us. If you're looking for how to be a better human, both in and outside of the office, that makes you a better leader, then we're the right fit for you. So now that we're very clear on our messaging. We're building out the team a little bit more. We're doing a little bit of rebranding. And so I guess to say that, what's next for me is like really diving into my business and staying committed and continuing to serve more people.
Fantastic. How can our viewers find you?
So you can actually tune into my podcast as well. It's the Present Professional Podcast. You can find it anywhere that you get your podcast. So I'm the co-host of that. You can also find me on LinkedIn and anywhere on social media at Coach John Marshall, and then at HumanEssence for everything with the company as well. So humanessence.com to interact with us, to schedule consultations, because that's what we do is, we always talk with our clients first, because every organization is different, every team is different, and every client that we work with is different. So there's no cookie cutter approach to what we deliver. So don't hesitate to reach out, and we'd be happy to meet you.
All right. Thanks, John. We appreciate the time, and thanks for joining us at the Small Business Expo.
Of course.
Right.
Thanks.
Produced by Podcast Architects.